Hello and welcome to Twitter with Lou Everling. You can follow me at Lou Everling, and we'll talk about that hashtag, the coolest guy in the Midwest. But anyway, I invite everyone to follow me and want to thank you for tuning in to our Twitter program. There'll be times when you might hear me refer to the phrase Twitter-pated, and that's kind of a reference back to the Bambi movie from yesteryear. Anyway, there's a fun little segment on that, and we'll play that probably we'll talk more about that in one of our later segments. But anyway, thanks for joining me, and we'll move on. We'll talk about what Twitter really is. What is Twitter? Twitter is a communication in real time, just like text messaging. Launched in 2006, Twitter has become a source used by individuals and organizations and businesses to communicate with their followers. Brand following is key in many ways. It builds engagement and trusted relationships. Organizations have used it to coordinate relief efforts and social change through media. There's a lot of things happen on Twitter you can see. Individuals may use it as a variety of news-related feeds, topics of interest, and general amusement. Access is via the web and mobile devices. These messages are called tweets, so anyone can send or read them as well. Messages are public by default and visible to those who follow the particular tweeter. But basically, it's a micro-blog. It's kind of a microcosm of an insight to one's life via 140 characters. Now, you'll see some that might tweet 100 times a day or more, or maybe some just do 2 or 3. So it depends upon your business strategy that you set up. Twitter handles are the @ sign and then a username. So that will be defined as your Twitter handle. And we talked about the 140 characters. It is limited to 140 characters, so you got to keep your message short and sweet. And that's always good because the attention span of a human being this day and age is near that of a goldfish anyway. So when they talk about we have an 8-second attention span, 140 characters fits right into that mode. So one of the things that's very important is we're going to first talk about the profile. Your profile is very important. You want to complete it thoroughly. So as we look at this profile in particular here, we'll kind of slide in here and you'll see we've got a photo that indicates what we do here. There's a header up here. We'll talk more about that later. But these profiles need to be thorough and complete. So you put that photo in, and you want to put your name in there. That's the real name, but we use this for this digital mass media program that we do. We got the website and a little bit of a bio inside here. So there's a lot of ways to work this system. So we want to make sure that you can actually take a look at this and have everything about you in there. This is how people are going to find you. So that's very important. A recognizable image, like here with my personal Twitter profile. It's got me, smiling at people. People will recognize you. This is and gives a person a reason that they may want to follow you as well. Some will use their business logos and brand logos, and you'll see right here is a small header that's in there too, and we'll talk about that more. I think one of the craziest stories with the profile being set up was flying on an airplane when someone kept walking past me, staring at me, and then would walk past again and again, and after about the third trip, I got a little nervous, so did the people sitting next to me, and then finally a guy comes back to me and he kind of puts a square up to my face and he looks and says, "Oh, you're Lou Everling. I follow you on Twitter. I just had to go back and check my phone to see who you were." And so it was really kind of wild flying to San Antonio to meet someone from Atlanta during an airplane exchange, and then they were actually one of my followers. And as it turned out, when we got to conversing, there were 5 or 6 more on the plane that heard him say hello and mention my name. We had more people then that were my Twitter following on the same aircraft. We were flying to our Professional Photographers of America convention. So it was kind of a fun highlight and a little bit to go into there. But anyway, we're going to talk now about the background too. So this is all part of your profile. It's important to have your background set up. You can do a custom background. Now Twitter has some things in there for you as well, so that's a nice thing to have. You can use theirs if you want to, but it gives a pleasing look, or you can kind of build your branding. And so with what I did in my motivational speaking and teaching education things was I was able to put in this sort of a background right in here, you'll see. And we built this into there so it was a little bit of a description visible to others that could see us too. Now these things change from time to time, so this is kind of the crazy thing about Twitter and all these social media outlets is they do kind of change the dimensions from time to time, so we have to keep up on those. What I will do at the end of the course, there will be a download of the sizes that you need currently, and as that updates, we will put that in here for you to re-download and get those sizes. So if you want to create your own graphics to put in here, you can. As we continue, though, you'll see more of the name and the biography here, and it's completed. You have up to 160 characters in here. Very important, again, I can't stress enough to get this set up so that you have all that complete. These are the things that are searchable via the internet and can help your SEO as well. So you really want to make sure you strongly keyword some of these things that are those things that people are going to be searching, they'll find you. And that's where the coolest guy in the Midwest came in. I got tired of telling people I was a photographer, and they would always tell me that their grandson or I've been in photography for 30 years, and they would tell me how someone they knew that was a neighbor maybe just bought a camera last week, and now suddenly they're a photographer and they take pictures for everybody. So I labeled myself the coolest guy in the Midwest, so when people would ask what I do, I would just say I'm just the coolest guy in the Midwest. They would Google it and see, and then all of my profiles that come up through LinkedIn and various social media outlets, Twitter especially, those things would pop up. So this is where Twitter is very valuable to you as an individual or a business. They can find you easily. Now just think, we're kind of getting rolling here. We've only just begun, so Twitter is really kind of a fun place to be. I like it. I like it a lot. They've called me a Twitter nut from time to time, so it's kind of fun there. Now we're going to get back into this header, and you'll see this. Right here's the header. This will be an image that you can upload. So if we do this, this was particularly me during a session. So shot over my shoulder, you see. I am a photographer by trade. We do some video work. I'm also a teacher. So at the local community college. So we do a lot of different things and a lot of public speaking. So really, but I love Twitter. This right here, I recommend changing it. Right here is the sizes currently, 1500 by 500. So if you want to design your own graphics, you can have that set up for you to do.